All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. So we've been following this whole assassination of the Haitian president Jovenel Moïse. And at this point, this is about our fifth video, and we are now going to talk about Christian Emmanuel Sanon and the new information that has come forth. Now, a lot of people are saying follow the money trail. Wherever the money comes from is the person that financed this with ulterior motives. Well, I can tell you that they have found records that proves that this doctor, Emmanuel Sanon, financed a part of this. Listen to this. A Haitian American held in connection to the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse gathered funding for the security team to guard him while he assumed office. So people are saying that Sanon is a pawn and they're going to use him as a decoy, but he is not really a part of the real plan. Well, he is a part of the real plan, and we have proof. Not only is he a part of the real plan, he was hungry for power and he was making deals with the devil. That is how they were able to use him. The Post reported that Christian Emmanuel Sanon told others in a meeting May 12th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which was a recorded meeting which they now have. He told them that he wanted to turn Haiti into a free and open society. Now, after the meeting, Sanon got together with two business owners. Pay attention to these names: Walter Vientemila and Antonio Intriago. They began writing a plan, pen and paper writing a plan. They now have the records at the Post. They wrote the plan as to how they would finance, how they would come up with the money, and how that money would be used by Sanon, and how they would be repaid that money once they get Sanon into power. Now, according to the newspaper, Vientamila's company, which is called Worldwide Investment Development Group, and Intriago's CTU Security, those are the two companies, they were to assemble, this is pen and paper, how they wrote out, they were to assemble a private security force to protect Sanon until he became president. Now, everybody is going to say, well, why would these two wealthy businessmen want to finance Sanon and get Sanon into power? Well, here's why. They were to provide the money to get him the security team. The security forces were going to protect him while he was in Haiti. Sanon, on the deal, pen and paper, would repay them with Haiti's assets. Whatever the country of Haiti owns, Sanon was willing to turn it over to Vientamila's company, which is Worldwide Investment Development Group, and Intriago's CTU Security Group. And this is how he was going to repay them. Come on now. A lot of people are saying, okay, this costs a lot of money. So there was a deal that was given out before, and that deal or that loan or that gift of money, it was only $75,000 or so. That money is not enough to finance an operation like this. Okay, the Post also reported that they have the document, and this document clearly lays out over $860,000 in loans that were made to Sanon. On pen and paper, the loans were for ammunition, equipment, and transportation of personnel. Got it? The majority would be covered by Vientamila's company, while Intriago's company, which is CTU Security, would cover the rest. See, right there, over 860,000 US dollars. That is more than enough to carry off that activity. And they did just that. Okay, so why and how did Sanon get into all this? Sanon was hungry for power. Sanon wanted to be the next president of Haiti. And he has his own ideologies of what Haiti should be. This is politics, but it's not really politics. So far, more than 20 people have been arrested in connection with Moise's killing, including Sanon and two other Haitian Americans, and also head of security at this point, Dimitri Herard, is also in custody, still in custody, and has not been released yet. We're following Dimitri's story because we don't think that they're going to be able to pin anything to him. He is just too smart and too well connected in all of this. I might be wrong, but let's see where the story goes. So far, at least 13 Americans are suspected to have been involved in this whole planning. Let's make this clear. 13 Americans being involved in this does not mean that this was the US government's job. This means that it was 13 Americans who had ties to Haiti and who had business interests concerning Haiti. Okay? So Haiti's police previously said that Sanon may have plotted to kill the president to assume the position himself. Sanon is saying, yes, I was going to assume the position myself, but at no time did I plan to kill him. Sanon arrived by a private plane in June with political objectives, and he contacted a private security firm to recruit the people who committed this act. It does not get any clearer than that. He contacted the private security firm to recruit the people who actually committed this act. This is National Police Chief Leon Charles speaking. Now, the initial mission that was given to the people who they hired through the security team was to protect the individual named Emmanuel Sanon. Remember the deal on the table with Sanon in Fort Lauderdale at that recorded meeting where they laid out pen and paper to a tune of over $800,000+, and Sanon signed the deal saying he would give them Haiti's assets, or he would repay them using Haiti's assets. Why would they want interest in Haiti? You must understand that hundreds of billions of dollars worth of drugs and guns goes through Haiti. Haiti is strategically placed naturally right where she is at. And for instance, all the drugs that's coming from Colombia has to pass through Haiti to get into the United States of America. The thing about that is, once the drugs gets to Haiti and it clears Haiti, it is then sent on to Puerto Rico before it comes to the US. So Haiti is the stopping point, the last step to freedom, because once the drugs usually hits Puerto Rico, then those vessels are under less scrutiny, and oftentimes because Puerto Rico is considered American soil. So the drugs or whatever they're sending is usually at this point, once it hits Puerto Rican soil, is safe. It is in America, so to speak, even though it's not on American mainland. As you all know already, Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, so Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. Right. The last stop to get all their drugs and whatever else illicit things they are going, even people, human trafficking, whatever brings the money in, Haiti is the doorway. there is a power struggle, a fight for access to Haiti. And this doctor is so hungry for power, he made a deal with wealthy men to get him in. And if you get me in, I will make sure that all your stuff in Haiti goes according to your plans. That's what that deal was about. Now, again, he arrived by private jet, plane in June with political objectives, and contacted the private security firm to recruit the same people who committed this act. Now, the New York Times reported on Thursday that Sanon discussed becoming the new president of Haiti after Moise was taken care of or got out of office. However, those in the meeting with Sanon told the New York Times that there was never at any point any plan to kill Moise. So the New York Times has actually gotten in touch with these people, and they said that yes, we did have the meeting, yes, we were there, you see it, but we at no point planned with this Dr. Sanon to kill Moise. The Post similarly found no evidence from the documents it obtained or people interviewed that there was an objective to kill Moise. So at this point, what they want is who said Moise needed to die. Who was the person that said that Moise needed to be assassinated? Yes, they have found proof that that whole thing was financed by this doctor. And they have found the proof how. They have linked the people. But nothing recorded, written, says ever in their plan that Moise should die. What Sanon is trying to get away from at this point is murder. Because if he is charged as the head honcho, the person who not only financed it, which now they have proof that he financed it, and who helped him to finance it, and what his motive was for financing it. All that is sealed at this point. They have the proof, but they do not have any proof that he ordered or planned at any time, or even suggested at any time, that Moise needed to be assassinated. Sanon told, in those meetings, Sanon told the newspaper that there was never a plan, ever a plan to assassinate Moise. So, an attorney for the wealthy businessman Ventimiglia, who has that company, which, by the way, I went and I looked up this company called Worldwide, that's the name of his company, Worldwide Investment Development Group. And on every website that they own, or every post that is on the computer, it all looks like a classic fraud site. Now, it might be a legitimate business, but just me looking at it and going through the information that's on it, it's like loose information that's gathered and placed on a site. It does not really look like a multi-billion-dollar company. Anyways, an attorney for Ventimiglia told the newspaper that at no time during any meeting or conversation with Mr. Sanon or with any of his representatives was there any mention, was there any discussion, or any suggestion of an assassination plot against President Moise, or the intention to even use force to bring about a change of leadership in Haiti. They themselves are distancing themselves from this. They are saying that we made a business deal with him to finance him, to help him to be able to afford a security team. And that is where our business ends. So please don't get us involved in this. We had nothing to do with the assassination of the president, and we did not discuss anything like that with Sanon. Here's the thing. Sanon himself has already said that once he got there to Haiti, assembled the team, then they came up with the mission. And their mission, he is giving that their mission was to go into the presidential palace, which is into Jovenel Moïse's home, to serve him a warrant to arrest and remove him. The two wealthy millionaire investors from Florida, with the two companies, the security company and the worldwide investment company, they are saying we know nothing of that part of it, and that has nothing to do with us. So it's on Sanon, the doctor from Florida, who changed the mission once he got there and escalated things. Let's remove him, physically remove him, because he's not going to leave. Let's physically remove him, put me there, arrest him, and place me in power without a proper election. So for anyone who's wondering how this thing was financed, there you have it. That's the answer. Look to Dr. Sanon from Florida, USA. Mind you, he is a US citizen, but he is also Haitian. Do the math. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this, and we want to know who played what role. I'll catch you on the next video. This is SouFLoTV. It gets deeper. I'm out. Peace.